Hello and welcome to the Theory of Thing Investment Podcast. My name is James Whelan, Barclay Pierce Capital Wealth Management Managing Director. Very excited, very serious, very stirred to be out here today, talking to you in this husky voice, which is fantastic. Brought to you by Wakey Wakey. It's fantastic. I'm joined by, this is an investment podcast for all things investing. Talk about small caps, talk about big macro areas, bonds, rates, cyclists, whatever you want. I'm joined by Heath Moss from HLM Investments. Heath, how are you now?
Oh, very well, mate. But much better than I was because I think if you remember, I was a bit under the weather last Friday. Well, it got worse. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I was pretty bad. Ran a fever of 39 plus, and it was not pretty. But I've come out the other end now, and now my body just hurts from all the coughing and stuff like that. It's been a quiet week for me, so I need a bit of wakey.
You know what you need is maybe some caffeine energy in a berry flavored effervescent form. It's got 100 milligrams of caffeine and guarana in it. So George was good enough to send out some. He'd heard me bitching about it, and he sent some out. So we're going to go with this berry flavor. It's here, so I'll take some of that.
I wonder how it compares to my my energy drinks. I drink a lot of energy drinks.
Oh yeah,
and I wonder how much caffeine, etc. they've got in them compared to that tablet. I have to have a look.
Well, I don't know. I don't think the other stuff has got caffeine in it. I think it's got all that vitamin B1, B2, B3, all that sort of stuff that goes into it. But anyway, look, it's not my forte. It's not my expertise. Anyway, I like the stuff. I'm getting through. It's getting me through my rugby challenge, which is great.
Your rugby challenge.
I got out and had a run on Wednesday. It's been raining. It's been raining non-stop since about Sunday night. I know this for a fact because I thought I'll just leave this stuff on the line to give it the morning sun first thing tomorrow morning on Monday, and I'll be able to get it down, or the missus will be able to get it down some stage on Monday. About 10:30 on Sunday night, it absolutely started hammering down. As sure as God wears sandals, that's going to be the case. Anyway, did the rugby challenge. I went out with Will, young Will, junior advisor, stockbroker to the stars on my desk, who's the reason why I'm into this stupid bet of the back jimmy challenge. And I got out and mate, I took a few really good high balls. I'll tell you what, in the wet, it's 1,000 times harder to do anything you need to do. That's not a new phenomenon that's happened. I didn't realize just how sloshy it was underfoot. So I've pulled the studs out. I've got an old pair of soccer boots, so football boots, the Pelés. So Nike released years ago a really, really amazing brand of football boots, the Pelés, orange and black. These things are amazing. So I've got them out ready to go. That's going to have to be good enough for my rugby work. It's football boots, but I'm not moving in any circle. So I got them out ready to go. And they're covered in this thin film of mold, not actually being used for 6 or 7 years since I used to go and play football over in the domain. So I've got to go. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about these things, but just use, mate. That's what happens to all of us. You don't use it, you lose it. So
exactly, mate. Exactly. Anyway, I went out on Tuesday night, late Tuesday night. I actually dragged myself off the couch and took the eldest to Auskick. And that was a lot of fun, seeing the smiles on the kids' faces because I had to help out. They needed parent participation, and no one else stuck their hand up.
Do the flags?
No. I had to, there were just a few drills where roll the ball along the floor and they'd run and pick it up, and then a handball, and then some marking drills as well. So the young girl out there, she came, I think she's from Central Districts here, out north in Adelaide. She needed some help. So, I was the only one that stuck my hand up, really. So even though I was feeling like crap, but it was good to see the kids all happy, and they had such joy out of it. Something so simple, they were having a ball.
Our society, a strong society, is built on people just pitching in, and it is the Australian way, and it's something that I hope we never leave, that we never lose. I think that when bad things happen, not enough people have pitched in around these things, and that's just it. So as we say. The other big what is it? The other big signpost of a society, of an advanced society, the signpost of an advanced society is when people who don't need to still take public transport. And that for me, that's why I'm a public transport person. I could drive. I think I actually think a parking spot is included in my package here as managing director.
Yep.
I have no idea where it is. I don't even know if it's in this building. I've never.
I thought it'd be out the front, dead centre, with a big sign over it.
No, I'm not that guy at all.
No.
I take the bus. I take the bus. I do my podcast on the bus. I do my French lesson on the bus. But a sign of an advanced society is when those who don't need to take public transport, and that is a true sign. It's a true sign that you have advanced as a civilization.
I hate the bus. I detest the bus, but I like the train. I'll take the train. Like if we go to the Footy, Adelaide Oval, it's a quick 20-minute train drive there. So we'll hop on the train and do that, so we can have a few drinks. But I hate the bus. I caught the bus for 40 minutes to an hour there and back to school a day growing up, and those Adelaide buses in like 35, 40 degree heat in the summer.
Oh yes, sweating.
No air conditioning. A bunch of teenagers on there.
The little bit you're on the old leather seats that they have on those buses.
Yeah, peel yourself off those seats.
Your shorts are just peel. Yeah, I know that feeling in the short shorts, and you're just like, and I'm all grown up and I'm wearing a suit, sweating my ass off in 42 degree heat in Sydney during summertime, and it's still. At least the air conditioning's a bit better, so it's okay.
Exactly.
What are some other signs of an advanced society? I wonder. What else is there?
I have no idea.
I've got to say that advanced civilization is based on people pitching in and being helpful. Yeah, public transport. Yeah, that's one. I don't know what it is. When it
starts being more about the advancement of the community as a whole rather than the individual, I think that's the true sign.
Very true, very true. Oh, now let's have a little taste of this bad boy. This is the wakey wakey. This is the berry flavour. Yep, that's delicious. Well done. Thank you, George. Good work.
Beautiful.
100.
Thank you, George.
A little bit of caffeine just to get me through the morning and the rugby challenge. Get me through the day. I'm off the football tonight as part of my one of our contacts here. I won't name who it is. One of our contacts here was good enough to be able to score me a few tickets to the Roosters game tonight, Roosters versus the Eels. So taking a few clients and my family as well, just mixing a little bit of business and pleasure and everything that you do, just because we're a family-friendly firm and my clients are as well. So, just going to get out there as part of my ongoing pledge to attend as many NRL games without actually paying for a single one. That's okay. All the way from, sorry, I've just got trades going on here. Please talk about yourselves.
No worries. Actually, I just saw a message come through from our group that talking about copper last night.
Yes.
So, let's get stuck into some of that stuff, should we? Let me just share my screen.
I'll sit here and watch the magic while I sip on this wakey, this berry flavored wakey. Oh my god, look at that chart. That's the SPX, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the SPX. You can see what's happened since we had that dramatic fall last week on the back of the weak US data in Japan. And we have a massive rally. We've recovered all those losses and we're sitting, 100 points off of all-time highs on the SPX. We've rallied, 3.7% this week so far for the S&P 500. Absolutely massive. And the NASDAQ is up 5.3. So there's been a V-shaped bounce there. Look, obviously, it doesn't look like there's any more contagion or anything to worry about.
I'm going to steal your screen share because
go for it quickly. I know what you want to put up.
I need to show what's here. Look at that. That's Jim Cramer on that Monday, 2 Mondays ago, 6th of August, saying lot of damage done by this sell-off. Can't expect a quick bounce back. That's Jim Cramer, August 6th US time, 2:44 a.m. So I don't know what time that was in London or wherever this was snapped. Can't expect this bouncing back too soon. We've had 8 consecutive days up. I think. What do you count about?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's actually a couple of.
That's an update.
Yeah, that's an update. That's a down day. That's a down day. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up days in a row there.
Thank you, Jim, for all of your service.
Yep.
In helping this market. Sorry, back to you.
Yeah, the ultimate contrarian indicator there, mate. We've had that rally, and that's on the back of really probably stronger economic data. Remember, the part of the reason we saw this sell-off was recession fears. The US was in recession or headed into recession very, very soon. But what we got was a soft PPI reading on Tuesday that came in at 2.2 versus 2.3 expected, and down from 2.7 last month.
Called it.
And then CPI came in, was it last night or the night before? Wednesday night, sorry. That came
Thursday morning outside, whatever.
Yeah, came in at 2.9 versus 3% expected. for July. So those two things came in. And then last night, we had retail sales come in for the US and they were super strong, up 1% for July when 0.3 was expected. Really strong across all measures, core, etc. I think the last month's read was negative zero point 0.2, so a massive bounce. The consumer is still spending. It does not.
Yes.
Yeah, it
It's a
does not look like
robust consumer area. The
Yep.
inflation numbers were a little bit dropped, so it's like you got the good growth. It's we're in that Goldilocks scenario.
Yeah, that
What's
scenario is still on. The recession fears have been dismissed for the meantime. In the short term, we are getting softening of the economy still, but we're softening from extremely strong levels. Like what the US economy was traveling at in 2022-23 was not sustainable and extremely strong. So we're softening from that, but it's looking good. And we've had a few Fed speakers this week come out and say, yeah, we expect September cuts. That's 112% priced in at the moment for September, and we have a jobs number before then. So unless something, there's a major sort of beat on the jobs number, I think it would have to be quite large. I think we're definitely going to start that rating cut cycle in September. And I'll just bring up the NASDAQ. You can see that NASDAQ is still a little bit further off its highs than the SPX. It's about 3 or 4%, I think, off its highs there. But still looking very, very healthy, above its 200-day again. But yeah, I will move on to copper because
copper's where it's at, man. Look at that.
So we had
that's because of Escondida, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got some labour strikes over in Escondida. They're entering their third day, and also London, the TSX listed copper producer they've got some South American operations as well as also having strikes. But we're entering the labour negotiation phase, wages phase of the cycle, and there's still over 900,000 tons of copper under negotiation. Production under negotiation from wages still that are not resolved. So there is a high chance of further disruptions. I was reading a report from ANZ this morning. They're saying they expect the deficit in copper this year to be 6%, and it's still looking that way. And they're expecting further disruptions. So copper, you can see the downtrend we had since the highs back in May of around $5.12 a pound.
Yep.
It's going to test that downtrend in the next week or so and see if we can break above that and get above that 200-day again. Because obviously this has all been driven by higher stockpiles in China and then the LME and softer Chinese conditions. But if we get, continued supply disruptions and maybe a bounce back in China, then, copper should start recovering. Because we've seen a heap of M&A activity, et cetera, around the place surrounding it. So I think that tells you where the big guys think copper is at and where it's going in the future, which is obviously a lot higher.
Okay.
So yeah,
I think it's a fact. I mean, I still stand. Do the long term chart for copper. I don't want to look at copper unless it's a long term chart, like an insanely long term chart.
I'll go back as far as let me.
Oh, calm down.
There we go.
Right, yeah.
There we go. That's back to get these ads. I should start paying for this. 2009.
We are powered by TradingView. It's the best. I'll tell you what. If they want to give us a sponsor, I'll back these guys 100%. TradingView is an amazing platform to do what you do. If you need charts, ready-made, TradingView, great. It's also got trading technology on it too.
Yep.
If they want to reach out for sponsorship, I would be more than happy to talk to them about that because that's sensational. Mate, I'm a buyer there.
Yeah, I think
I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer there.
Yep. You can see the recent low back in July of 23. It held that around $3.50 a pound and has been trending up nicely since. This is probably a little bit the spike there to £5 was probably a little artificial on the back of those the smelters over in China and what happened there, and there's probably a bit of futures and options stuff that mixed up that pushed it higher than it should have gone. But I think in a year's time, we'll certainly be higher than where we are now on copper at around $4.15 a pound at the moment. So I think we'll be
I got no problem with that, mate.
Yeah. So that's copper. But else, gold hit new highs and sort of still trading around that. That's on the back of US yields going lower, on the on the back of rate cut expectations.
Mm-hmm.
The US dollar has gone lower. You can see it there. So perfect conditions for gold to go higher, and you would expect gold to keep on grinding higher. Oil has started to look a lot better. You can see the bounce there. This is probably whereabouts where the fears of Iran retaliating against Israel kicked in. But
If
what
I
we
had a
have
dollar,
seen,
every time
yeah,
someone tells me that Iran it's an imminent attack,
Mm.
imminent, on a
But I
relative
mean,
basis.
yeah. I
Go
mean,
on.
I'm not a big believer of that, but I mean, even if they do attack it, I don't think it means anything.
Mm.
But what I think it will, what has happened is there has been better demand from the US. We've seen stockpiles, inventories come down for about 6 weeks straight. I think there's another inventory data number out tonight.
Inventory.
So yeah. So I think oil's starting to look a lot better there than previous. And I think that's about it for the wrap. I think that's all we need to chat about, really.
No,
The
you wrapped
US
that. You
earnings
wrapped that
season.
well.
Yeah,
I got the two. I
I
got
was
two
going to
stocks.
say,
Go.
all right, go for it.
No, my two stocks that I'm picking, I should pull up. So DVP is one that we talked about last week, and
Yep.
I've been on this. You're the one who put me into this one. You put me
Yep.
into this stock, and you're going to get me the hell out of it, son. Otherwise, the next job you have on the street is going to be sweeping it. Look at this piece of junk. Nah, it's fine.
Up
It's a
to
buy
what,
there.
207? Yeah,
It's
but
a buy there.
I still like it. I still hold it. Myself and clients still hold it. Average entry is probably a bit higher for me, around 220. But yeah, they've got the Woodlawn project that's looking
Bellevue.
really, really good.
And it's the diversified between the two, so you've got a buffer. I just like the way that it's an each way on that, and the better that happens in the servicing side, the better it is for them. It just smells right. It smells
Yep.
right. Look it up. Talk to Heath. Talk to me about it. Heath will probably be able to talk a bit better because he's a better single stock guy. The other single stock that I like is Before Pay, and I've been on about this one for ages, right? But I started drum banging this one about a month ago, and it's up about 45% in that time.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy, but I am exactly that guy.
You're
I
going to be
can't
that
help
guy.
it. I'm sorry. It's sometimes the blind squirrel finds the acorn in the forest or something like that, right? I still love the story. It still continues to maintain profitability. Margins keep on dropping down, margins keep on increasing. Fade defaults keep on decreasing, and that's an increasing loan book that they have going as well in pay advances. But the big thing is that they've got this Carrington Labs offering, which is a B2B risk assessment, like a loan assessor.
Mm-hmm.
They have that, and that's apparently going gangbusters. So that's the AI thing that powered, because everyone always just like, before pay. And I said to her, it was always the smartest guys who are the most arrogant and most dismissive people. I'm not going to name who they are. Going, Before pay, they're loan sharks. It's like, no, you don't understand the technology that they've got in the back. They're actually doing more homework on a $500 loan to someone than a bank does when it does a $500 million loan to someone. The power, well, maybe not 500 million, $500,000 loan, right? If the CBA is using, or was using, old, outdated, sort of junky ways of being able to assess someone's risk for a mortgage or home loan, which is probably how the banks want to keep it so that they can lend more. Before Pay actually has some very, very good tech that's in the back of their operation that assesses someone's ability to make their repayment much better than the banks. I still stand by that. So they've taken that, siphoned it off to be able to sell that now directly to places as a one-off offering. Change the shape of the company. That's what happens.
Yep.
Still a long way away from the old IPO price, mate. There's some people who are in there waiting for that to come back.
Geez, I won't scroll out that far.
There she blows. There she is, mate. Yeah, just avert your eyes, children. It's yeah, that's right. No, but we seeded this stock, so we're in it. I think our average price is about 20 cents for my guys.
Wow.
So, So if you want to go back over that first year and talk about the ASX escrow rules, have a look at the first 12 months of this stock's history as it traded on the ASX. You can go ahead and do that for you right now if you want, Heath. Yep.
Oh god.
That's us escrowed for the first year.
Oh, that's painful.
That's the ASX escrow rules, and we stuck Like you're stuck. You can't do anything about it. I'm not saying
No,
it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying you just got to watch. It's like a car crash going in slow motion. That's how that
yep,
is, and there's nothing you can do about it.
no,
Um, anyway, it's in the past. So
yeah.
treat it like a new stock now. I still like it. It's fantastic. Right, footy tips.
Footy tips, footy tips.
Oh,
What did I do?
announcement from me as well. I hired a new guy. I've hired a new
Oh,
guy. I've
beautiful.
given him the role. I won't say who it is. I'll announce it next week on the show. Head of institutional servicing or
Oh,
services. Sorry,
he's not cleaning your car park, keeping that maintained.
I need to get someone to go and find where my car park is. I reckon probably is the first set. just just click my beeper. No, I don't know, man. It's yeah, head of institutional services. So sort of just trying to build the offering on the institutional side that we have going. Just trying to make stuff. Just trying to clean it up, make it a bit better.
Yep.
He's exactly the guy that I want to have. His CV reads like how mine would have read. I would like to say had the GFC not hit. I was an inch away from taking that path in through front offices through UBS. I was offered a job there when the GFC was really hitting, and UBS was the worst affected. And there was no internal movements allowed. They wouldn't have been able to backfill me if I died, so they definitely weren't going to let me move internally to the wholesale desk.
Exactly.
And then assuming that I was half decent at doing that institutional trading side of things, which I think I was, I would have gone a different direction. However, I stayed in back offices and built back offices, and that's taken me through this path. He went a different path, and his CV. So it's going to be great having a guy on deck who's capable in that. It's like it's going to be like seeing sort of the looking in the sliding doors, seeing the parallel guy. So yeah, really really big things ahead, which is great. So I'm looking forward to that. We do a jersey presentation when people start.
A jersey presentation.
Yeah, because we're big on the sports scene, right? So we do this with a handshake and the jersey presentation. It's just like, here you go, here's your number. Welcome to the so it's like the draft. It's great.
Yeah. Actually, it's what companies, especially smaller companies, these days, with the advancement of technology and marketing tools and that you can get online. The way they market themselves now these days is phenomenal. So you see some really clever things and simple things, but clever things. So
very easy to do. Yeah, so I got the shirt, got the Barclay Pierce, the rugby shirt. Number on the back. I don't know if we can go as far as getting his name on the back before that. I've only got 2 days to get this done, but anyway, so that's it. Footy tips, mate. What do you got for us?
Footy tips. Last week came in big. Crows thumped the Dogs, gave us almost $3.
And I got Port. I got Port too, didn't I?
What are they? Port won, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
I picked Port.
They're only playing Mel. This week I'm backing my Crows again. I'm going Saturday
in
night.
The
showdown, paying $2.65. We've won the last 3 against them. Oh, I don't know. Just guts telling me to go for it, even though Port are in really good form. I think we've got the wood over them for some reason. So $2.65 is enough for me on Saturday night. Crows to beat Port.
Okay. I've got. I'm just trying to pick this off these awful tips that I get sent through from Luke here. The Sharks play Newcastle. Take Cronulla. There you go. Cronulla against Newcastle. That'll round out the weekend for you. I'll tell you what. The last game. You know what? The last game of the AFL. So I'm just saying. So take Cronulla. Won't pay you much. If you wanted to get the start, then go ahead and get the start. Cronulla minus 8.5 pays you $1.90. I think that they should do okay. But the AFL, the last game of the round. This is Carlton over at West Coast.
Oh, God.
That's the game. I don't care what I'm doing. Sunday afternoon, I am locked on this game. That's going to be
Carlton are missing
carnage.
a few now. They don't have a forward line at the moment.
That's the end of them. I'm looking at the key injured players, and it's as long as all of the rest of the message on here. First goal scorer, West Coast Eagles, Waterman at $10. Go nuts on that. Carl McKay, $10. Go nuts on that. Yep. There was one who was here, key injured. Where's the thing? Line, Carlton 11.5. Carlton 6. I just take West Coast, mate. Take West Coast.
Carlton, I think they're paying about $1.80 or something.
The wheels have fallen off the Carlton wagon, and I'm not ecstatic about it, but it's just football at its finest, mate. Seriously, they were so noisy in second place, weren't they? And
they were, and that's the thing about this season. there's been a lot of teams that get up into that, second and third place, and you think, right, this is the new flag contender, and they can't sustain it, and they drop away. And unfortunately for me, I think Port's the only one that's been able to do that so far, apart from the Lions, obviously, as well. The Lions, even though they lost last weekend, I think they're still up there. Yeah.
Yeah, you need those to shake out the wood, mate.
Yeah, you know what we're going to be tipping in a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
NFL's back. Preseason game started last weekend. And
yes.
Yep. So start of September.
How about I put together a fantasy league? Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll do that. I love fantasy.
I don't want it to be too. I don't want it to be too hard or anything like that. I just want to dip in once a week and just go, yeah, okay, move this player, do this player, whatever.
Yep.
Okay, I am now announcing the Theory of Thing, Barclay Pierce Capital HLM Fantasy League. I'm going to get it going and get it started. We'll put links on the links and wherever we have to do it. Okay.
Oh, mate, Dank Trader will be all over that, I reckon.
Yes. Yeah, we've got to get him back on the chat too. I've got to go. Wrap it up, mate. We're coming in.
No worries.
One. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us here on the Theory of Thing Investment Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review us. 5 stars, going to help us out a great deal. I keep on meaning to get that guest on for next week. I'm going to keep on saying that. Yeah, he's going to come on. I'll get that organised. But I'm too busy trying to find my car spot. I'll see you next week, Heath. You stay safe out there, and all the best to everyone too.
Yeah, Mark will. See you later, guys.
Yeah. How do I stop this thing again? Every damn time. Here we go.